I guess. Make this quick. I should be getting ready to go to work here in a little while, but make this quick. So, sorry. So, there's this storm Barry, tropical storm that's coming up the coast, the Gulf Coast. It's gonna hit Louisiana. It's gonna be bad. And they're talking about how it might be just as bad as Katrina. They're talking about it's gonna hit like Alabama, Tennessee. They say Florida. They might have said Florida. It's gonna be bad. And one thing I think about when it comes to these storms like this is the aftermath. The people who are flooded from an area, so they go somewhere else and they bring their crime and stuff with them. Just because your area is not physically affected doesn't mean that you can't be physically affected by it. Think about that. Think about all those kind of things. And I listen to TRT World. I follow TRT World sometimes. I follow DW consistently and RT News. And they're basically saying, they're having people talk. People talking about, I'm going to just wait it out. It's what we signed up for, living in New Orleans. I didn't like New Orleans. I didn't like Louisiana at all. Louisiana and Mississippi, to me, might have been the worst. Alabama wasn't that bad. Alabama, I'd go back. If somehow I was able to get on that Walmart account, like I knew somebody, they said, yeah, you got to stay in Alabama for 3 months, I'd do it. If there was some kind of, benefit, like $2,000 sign on board, I would go. Alabama wasn't that bad. Alabama was not that bad. I didn't see a Confederate flag the whole time I was there. I didn't see one Confederate flag, not one. Alabama, I worked for Coleman a couple years ago. And that's how I started. And then Shelby opened up, and I asked to, and I went over there. And so I had worked out there, and then I ended up coming back to Alabama because somebody had complained on me. I worked out there for like a week. I loved it. I'm glad they complained on me. There were no black people out there. Nobody bothered with me. So I look at what's been going on. I look at the racism and everything. I have to say Alabama I just seen a lot of poverty. A lot of it. A lot of poverty. But I never felt no real racism other than those Walmart drivers. And that was not real. It was just like looking down on it. It's just being nasty and sneaky and shit. That's not really racism. They don't like you. You gotta recognize the difference between people who they don't like you because of what you represent. You represent the fact that if Walmart does something in the future and these drivers want to act stupid and quit en masse, people like me will fill in for you. So there's obviously a lot of that too, that we don't want you here. You're like a scab. You're not a scab is a person filling in for unions. You're not a scab because the people, I think they like took vacation or something and then end up people, I came in, people like me came in to cover. Not a scab, but I'm a warning that there's a lot of people just like me that will come in there for a heartbeat for a couple thousand, for $1,000 a week. People like me will come in and bust their ass, maybe more than $1,000 a week. So there's hatred because of that. But listen to these people talk about how New Orleans, I'm gonna wait it out. And I just thought about the similarities between Katrina and this storm they're talking about coming Barry. And I bet you I could find people, if I had the money and the time to wade through all those videos, the people that said the same thing they said back then, that, oh, well, we'll wait it out, and they don't know, they're not God. Okay, all right. Okay. Maybe. Okay. One up dead. Find their body somewhere. Listen, man, ladies, it's my home. I get it. It is your home. I get it. I understand it. And I respect that. But I think as a minority, you have to, and under Trump especially, you have to realize that we're living in an era and a time that is very different. It's very different. than maybe 20 years ago or 30 years ago or 50 years ago. It's just different. And so as a minority, you gotta be smart. You gotta watch the markets. You gotta pay attention, because as a minority, you're always gonna be on the bottom. And I say that because it was designed that way. It was designed for you to be on the bottom at all times. That's the way it's designed to be. And so if it's kind of like slaves on a ship. You got people on the ship who are on the bottom of the slave compartment, and some people literally hurt on the top. Well, these white people who, maybe are ignorant, just want to watch basketball, want to whore around, well, they're ignorant, but they're not quite on the bottom. When you're on the bottom of the social strata, when you're on the bottom of the system, if a wave comes up and you're in that ship and it's leaking, you could drown. And the people on the top, they're going to get wet. They get wet. They might get, pneumonia or something for sitting, but they're not going to drown. Like in Manchester, if you're on the bottom, you're going to drown because of the way the system is set up. It's a system set up to where, it's messed up already. Does that make sense? You understand? I think it's dangerous to think like that. But as a black man, I just realized that this system is not set up for us to prosper or succeed in any way. It's just not, So anyway, peace, y'all.